Hey there, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. Tonight we're cooking a quick and easy meal, which you can, if you do it the way that I'm about to show you, you can actually serve it up as a little entree for a dinner party. So it is called chicken and cheese quesadillas, and it is a funny word unless obviously you've been brought up with those. This is what we need. And when we cut it up, it will serve 6 to 8, or it's actually really going to serve 2 because it's basically like a big sandwich. So this is what we're going to be using. And they should look something like that when they're done. All right, so come on in and I'll talk you through what we need. Okay, so we will need a frying pan for cooking the chicken and then the quesadillas after. We're also going to need a baking dish or something glass or ceramic to marinate the chicken in. You don't marinate it in anything plastic because otherwise it'll take on the whatever scents and whatever are in the plastic will go into the chicken as well. So you're always best to use ceramic or glass in this case. We also need 1/4 cup of lime juice, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, salt and pepper. They got a mention as an ingredient today. 2 chicken breasts, which we're just going to trim. They don't really need to be trimmed. Once they're cooked, we're going to be shredding them anyway. 4 flour tortillas. Just grab a packet of wraps. Wraps are everywhere now. There's so many different ones. I've gone with the large ones, but you can go with the smaller ones if you want to make smaller ones. 1/4 cup of mild chili sauce. I normally use hot chili or sweet chili, so I've actually had to go for the Nando's peri peri sauce mild, which I guess is close enough, but not really because that's peri peri, but that's all I could get. So it was that or hot chili or sweet chili. So I'm going to use that one. 1/2 cup of coriander leaves. The rest of the leaves you can pop in the freezer for another use. And 2 cups of grated tasty cheese. I literally just had enough in the freezer to do this. I was so lucky. When I did my shopping list, I thought, oh yeah, that'll be enough. There is no cheese left, which means next recipe I've got to buy cheese if I need it. So I'm not going to race out and buy that. All right, so now you know what we need. We're going to get it done. All right, so first step is going to be getting our wraps out of the way, obviously. Grab your ceramic dish. And with the chicken, I'd give it a bit of a wash. Give it a bath. Cold water, not hot water. I think I got this out of the freezer last night. I forget what time I got it out. Probably about 24 hours ago. If you're going to get chicken out of the freezer, make sure that you do use it. I did have an instance where I got chicken out one day and I didn't use it for a couple of days, and I do not advise doing that. So if you're getting it out, you've got to cook it. You have to. Unless you want food poisoning, which I know you don't, so you will do this. These are nice big chicken breast fillets, which is awesome. Okay. In they go. Now by trimming them, they just mean get rid of the crappy bits. There's no crappy bits when my butcher gives me chicken breast or any meat. He always gives me really good meat. And this is why you should support your local butcher rather than your supermarket. Unless your butcher turns around and says, I can't get that for you. That's impossible. Support your butcher. Even if you have to give them a little bit of notice and they say, look, I can get you that, just going to have to wait a bit longer. All right, so over the top of this, we're going to combine everything. Basically, I'm just going to tip it all over the top. So with the lime juice, I'd just use your lime squeeze, because otherwise you're going to I don't know how many limes you're going to use. If you've got a lime tree and you want to use fresh limes, you do need 1/4 cup. So I don't know how many that's going to be. So I'm just going to use the squeezy lime juice, because for some reason I have 2 in the fridge. Once again, I look with my ears sometimes. This is one of my new sayings. When I don't look, or when people don't look, I go, oh, they're looking with their ears. It's supposed to be a funny joke. A lot of people look with their ears. It's when they can't find anything. So in goes lime juice, 2 tablespoons of olive oil over the top. And we're going to marinate this for 10 minutes. Over we go. And we want the salt and pepper. With the salt and pepper, as much as you want. If you don't like a lot, don't use it. If you like heaps, go for it. I'm not stopping you. All right. Yes, I've never made quesadillas before, and when I saw it, it made me think of the movie Napoleon Dynamite. It was a funny movie, that one. What a character. All right, we're going to cover this and refrigerate for 10 minutes. So pop your timer on and we'll be back. Okay, the buzz is gone. So now what we've got to do is we've got to drain the chicken and we're going to cook it in the frying pan until it's cooked. But what I'll do is I won't fully drain it because it's got olive oil and whatever on it. So you can technically cook it in a bit of this oil / juices. So pop them in the frying pan. Get it really hot. And you want to cook the chicken breast fillet through, and then we're going to shred it. So pretty hot. Have it pretty hot. Just drizzle some more of the juice over the top. It's the best way to get rid of it that way. All right. Give it a few minutes and then flip it over. So while the chicken's cooking, we're going to get the rest of the recipe ready. So what we need to do is basically, we're making a sandwich. Imagine this is your bread. It is your bread technically. So what we want to do is put about a tablespoon on each one, including the lids as well. So actually go with about 2 tablespoons and just spread it. Spread it like you're making pizza. Okay. So this is our 2. And then the rest is going to go on the lids. Top with chicken, coriander, and cheese. So half of your cheese on that one, half of your cheese on that one. And as I say, it's literally like you just made a pizza. Because we're not rolling it. We're lidding it. I think that's a word, isn't it? Put your coriander on. We're just waiting on our chicken. Try and go Harvey's. And you can spread it right out. Don't sort of do what I've just done. Spread it right to the edges. It's going to be a bit tricky. You need a pretty big frying pan to do this. Now, my big frying pan is actually in the fridge. I forgot that I needed it for this, and it's still got the previous recipe still in it because I haven't had time to put it in the freezer. So check on the chicken. So the chicken was looking like it was going to take forever to cook, so I just grabbed a knife and cut it up into 4. And it's looking like it's nearly done. I've chucked some extra olive oil in there because it's really starting to burn the pan. So we want the pan really hot, so that's good. When it's starting to look like it's done, which it pretty much is, take it off the heat. Now we want to cool it down, but we don't want it super cold, just so that we can shred it up. So grab a plate, and what we're going to do is pop it onto the plate so it will cool quicker. And then we're going to shred it up and then pop it on our quesadillas. So let's go. Okay, so to shred the chicken up, you basically just want to grab a knife of some description and your tongs. Just make sure it's fully cooked through. It actually isn't cooked fully through, so I'm going to have to chuck it back in. I'm going to chuck it back in to cook. So come back, frying pan. You want to cut it up and you'll see if it's cooked, because that is definitely not cooked. So I'm going to chuck that back in and we'll see what the rest of it looks like. Okay, so some parts of it was good, so I've just shredded those up. We're going to shred it up even smaller. We're just waiting on the rest of it, and then we can assemble our quesadillas. You want it to cool down. I guess that's just so that it doesn't make the bread go all funny when you put hot stuff onto cold stuff. All right, so try and shred it up pretty fine because it'll be easier in the long run. Okay, so when all the chicken's done, shred it up and set it aside. And then what we basically are going to do is put it on the top as if we're making a pizza. Sauce on the other side on top, and then we've got to fry it. And basically the cheese and everything is all going to melt together and make it into an awesome sandwich. So I'm going to be back when the chicken's cooled, and I'll see you then. Okay, so the chicken's well and truly cooled now. So we're just going to shred it all up, pop it all over. As I say, imagine you're making a pizza, and that's what we're going for here. Just shred it all up as you go. Okay. Put it all in. There's a lot of chicken there. All right. Heaps of chicken. Then what we do, once we've got all our chicken in, I've still got some left, but what we're basically going to do is the sauce on both of these and just spread it about. And then that's going to go on top, and we're going to put that in the frying pan. And then very carefully we're going to turn it over. So I've got to wash this frying pan out and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm basically going to put it in. It's very hard to put it in. I don't know how I'm going to turn it over, but I have a feeling this board is going to help. So let's put that on the stovetop like that. Okay, so if you peel the corner and you see the cheese has started to melt, you know it's time to turn it over. So the best way to turn things over, keep in mind this is going to be a bit hot on the bottom of the frying pan, is flip it like that. Of course it's stuck, because why would it be easy? All right, that's it. No, it actually is stuck and it's not that easy. Okay, I'm going to get an egg flip. So my idea was that I was just going to flip it over like a pancake. But the problem is I didn't really wash the pan like I should have. It smells good though. When I cook the next one, it'll be easier. All right. This one's going to look like crap. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm going to have to put that back on. All right, try again. So, do this, you do this. So that should slide it out. Ah, there we go. Okay. And then we slide it. Actually, we can pick it up because the other one's not cooked through yet. Put it in. And then away we go. And it's nearly ready. It should be a lot more crisper on there. So I suggest that you spray the top before you put it in. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. But when I cook the next one, I will spray it. And then it should crispy up a bit more. So this one's not super crispy. But you get the idea from what you can see. So I can lift this one out. It's hot, the cheese is melted, so that's the main thing. And what you basically do is you just cut it up into, if you cut it into quarters, you can serve it that way, and that's how it will serve 8 because you've got 2 of them. If you cut it like a Y, then you'll serve 6. All right, well, enjoy. Thank you for watching this episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. This has been chicken and cheese quesadillas. Enjoy. Bye.